Hi, this is Srinivas. I am qualified chartered accountant and certified FICO consultant. I have overall 50 years of experience, including 8 years relevant in FICO module. So I am working as a senior FICO consultant as of now, supporting roles. So in this class, I am going to explain what is ERP system first of all, and what is SAP and why SAP is required for any business process. So this is my agenda today. So introduction to ERP systems and SAP systems, how SAP functionality will do, and SAP implementation methodology, and mysap.com. So first of all, I would like to explain something regarding ERP systems, how it will work, and what is the significance of ERP systems. So already you know that enterprise resource planning. So I would like to explain one example. So E stands for the enterprises. It is a well-established organization. Okay. So the resources. What are the resources required for any organization? Man, materials, machine, money. So the whole ERP system is based on the integrated management of all the departments in the enterprises. So first of all, it covers all the techniques and concepts for best utilization of the resources of any enterprises. So for the maximization of the profits. So but the resources are not plenty available to any organization. So there is some limitations in organization capability to increase resources. So we need to plan all the resources which are available. So every department should work to maximize the profits. But each department having its own goals and objectives. So each department goals should be synchronized with that is, there should not be any conflict between the objects of each department. So for example, if you take a FI object, normally the department objective is to maximize the return on the investment. So that is, so there should be a return on the investment to maximize the profit to shareholders across the globe. So this is possible by reducing the expenditure and increase the profits. Whereas the SD objective, that is sales and distribution management objective, is to generate the market for its products. So sales are increased and profits are going to be decreased. So SD always conducts some advertising expenditure, other activities, and sales promotion activities, which involve so much of expenditure. So there is a conflict between FI department and SD department. So both objects are same, that is to maximize the profits, but the way in which they are doing the optimization is totally different. So this leads to conflict between FI and SD department. So there is a different directions to achieve this organization goal. Okay, so I would like to explain one more example. So for example, there is a planning department and there is a production department. So normally the production department wants to have optimize the stock to make the production. It's not going to be disturbed due to lack of stock. Whereas the planning department looking forward to minimize the carrying cost of inventory. So how much cost so that you can minimize the stock as well. So the carrying cost should be reduced. So there is a conflict between this production department and the planning department. So in order to work the organization smoothly, the top management has to build up the coordination between these two departments or more than two departments. So they are spending a lot of time and effort to bring this particular coordination. So but normally the top management has to spend a lot of time of the performance analysis and strategic decision making process. So this is the biggest challenge in non-ERP implementation companies. So that is why any company normally are going to implement SAP systems or any other ERP systems for that matter. So I would like to explain one more example. That is, there are a duplication of work is involved in non-ERP systems. Take for example, purchase invoice is entered by both MM as well as FI of their particular record purpose. So paying salary for both the department of the same worker, so it is not going to be maximize the profits. Okay, so we need to avoid the duplication of the work. So there is so many problems faced by the non-ERP companies. So the concept of ERP system has been developed based on these particular limitations. So if you compare to non-ERP systems, there is a central database, there is no duplication of work, and so on and so forth. So for example, take SAP system. So SAP stands for System Application and Products in Data Processing. The systems stands for the hardware requirement. So applications are programs, and products which are selected, which programs and which system is selected by the management for their business process during the data processing. Okay. So already you know that data is nothing but gathering of facts and figures. Okay, so that should be processed, thereby you can get the information. So to give the input during the process, and there is a output. So this is overall ERP systems. For that matter, it is also same for SAP as such. So if you come to SAP system, it is founded in 1972 by 5 IBM engineers, that is ex-employees of IBM. So the names are also indicated here. So there are 10 million users across the globe with 30,000 installations and 1,000 partners, and 21 industry solutions are available in the SAP system. So there is customer worldwide, mostly Fortune 500 companies. So 95% of the top 100 German companies are using SAP system nowadays. So SAP is the largest software company across the globe, for that matter in the world. The SAP R system is a business software package designed to integrate all the areas of the business. So that is integrating all the departments as well as all the business process. So we are going to next screen. So here there is SAP R3 applications, so which includes finance applications, CO applications. Of course, asset accounting is also one of the applications, but it includes FI, but unique by itself. That is why it's given separately. So there is a PS system, project systems, and of course workflow and industry-specific solutions. There are 22 industry-specific solutions are available in SAP systems. For example, wholesale, retail, banking, insurance, so on and so forth. We come to the logistics department. There is a SD, sales and distribution, and MM, booking management, production planning, and of course quality management, plant maintenance, and HR, human resource. So these are the main components and applications which are normally implemented by any particular business requirement. So many applications are available. These are the main core applications within SAP system. So there are so many advantages by implementing SAP for any business requirement. For example, there is a integrated solutions. Okay. So system will integrate all the applications. Okay. So we are going to see a little later what exactly it's meant for. So there is a open systems. Okay. So SAP is not a closed one. It will take the new dimensional policy into considerations whenever there is a new evolution taking place. So based on the client server architecture, and of course it is also enterprise data model. So there is a comprehensive functionality available in SAP, and it is designed for all types of business across the globe. So as I told you that it is possible because of industry-specific solutions. So it also considers the multinational languages, the currencies, so on and so forth. So to come to the FICO in general, so the FI, that is finance department, is required for to generate the external accounting, that is external reporting. For example, we need financial statements for income tax people, IT people, okay, so for stock exchange, not only in India but across the globe. So it is required for drawing the external reporting, including the financial statements, that is balance sheet, profit and loss statement, liquidity positions, retained carrying reports, that is retained earnings reports. That is how much profit for this particular year, how much need to be carried forward for the next year. So these details are all available within external reporting. So the liquidity calculation, nothing but funds flow statements. Okay, this is also required as per certain external regular authorities. Accordingly, we need to produce the financial statements. So of course, it varies from the country to country, regulation to regulations, okay, authority to authorities. So if you go to the FI, that is, so it meant for the external accounting. Whereas CO is required for internal accounting and to draw the internal reporting. For example, I want to take the product cost reports. Okay? So I want to take the cost center reports and profit center reports and profit margin. It is possible because of POPA, profitability reporting. We are going to see later. Okay, so broadly speaking, the finance department is meant for the external reporting, whereas controlling is required for internal reporting. That is how to run the business, dictated by external reporting, how to manage the business, okay, by its goal, that is dictated by the internal reporting, that is possible because of controlling margin. So come to again the FI and CO. So FI is based on more of standards. So we should follow the regulations, okay, the compliance requirements. For example, IFRS, Indian Companies Act, IT Act. Okay, so whereas CO is more of flexible nature. Okay, there is no hard and fast rules to maintain the CO records in SAP system. Okay, so for example, already you know that the financial accounting. Okay, so we can draw the financial statement based on IAS, that is International Accounting Standards, and CAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, and globally accepted accounting principles. Okay, so it's required for tax authorities, and of course meant for external accounting, financial statements, and rating requirements, and standards. That is accounting standards. For example, IAS. So nowadays it is called IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards. Okay, if you come to CO, so it is possible to maintain the internal accounting, that is cost accounting, management accounting, management accounting, different valuation approaches, and you can more flexibility compared to FI. Okay. So the financial requirements. So there are so many stockholders across the globe and authorities. And there is banker and vendors and national auditors, that is statutory auditors, who require the you prepare the financial statement, otherwise at the end of the fiscal year. And of course, SEC, the securities are. Okay, so the financial statement is meant for so many people located across the globe. So you can come to controlling. So as I already explained that this meant for internal accounting. Okay, so we take care of all profit and loss account, general accounts. For example, salaries, overheads, and others. So you can get the report of the report. So this internal accounting required for executives. Okay, so the top level management, and of course the departmental vice managers, and controllers for each department. Okay, and senior profiles, the top level management. Okay. So this course is meant for the targeted audience, beginners, users, project team members, project leaders, support personnel, and SAP consultants, and of course technical consultants and users, that is the super users, and of course the end users. Okay. So it is going to be useful to all the target audience. So there is no prerequisite, but of course the business knowledge of financial accounting is additional advantage. Okay, but it is of course not mandatory. Anybody can learn FICO. Okay, so there are so many components or applications available within finance department. So for example, there is a organization structure. Okay, so where we define the company code. Okay, so a business area, profit centers, so on and so forth. Okay, so once we design the organization structure for FI, we need to maintain the global settings. Okay, so where we are configuring the fiscal year, posting periods, field status variant, okay, so on and so forth. So the organization structure and global settings is required prerequisite for maintaining the GL account. GL account. So here we can maintain the GL masters. Okay? So how to post the GL account, how to reverse the GL, how to part count, how to hold, how to maintain the recurring entries, so on and so forth. We are going to see under the GL accounting. Let me take here the accounts receivable. So where we are maintaining the customer masters. Okay? So for example, we need to run the dummy program, okay, for customers who are outstanding over a particular point of time. The system automatically do this process. We are going to see. Okay, there is a AP, accounts payable. So where we are maintaining the vendor masters. Okay. So how to collect the get the payment to the vendors. Okay. So how to run the particular program, that is APP program. It is available in AP. So normally, instead of paying individual vendors, you need to pay multiple vendors at a time. So it is a time-based exercise. So SAP providing one program called automatic payment program, which automatically check the due dates of particular vendors, and of course it automatically issue the checks, payment advice, and so on and so forth. Okay? Even for thousands, 2,000 vendors are going to be paid at a time. So you need to configure the system such a way. Okay? Accordingly, the system will issue the required output. So if we take the bank accounting, which includes also the cash. So how to maintain the bank master data? Okay. So we have house bank in SAP. Okay. So we are going to see. So it is nothing but operational bank. Okay. So how to issue the check? How to collect the check? So the BRS, bank reconciliation statements, and EBRS, that is electronic bank statements. Everything will be covered within bank accounting, which also including the cash. So So how to maintain the petty cash flow, okay, for limited, that is negligible amounts. Normally 99% we are paying to bank only, but of course sometimes also any business requires to pay in terms of cash. So for that particular purpose, SAP is providing some petty cash flow. Okay. So there is asset accounting. So of course, where we are maintaining the asset master. Okay. So how to acquire the asset, how to retain the asset, how to scrap the asset, how to depreciate, and how to provide the depreciation reserves required for any business. Okay. So on so forth. We are going to see under this particular application, that is asset accounting. And of course, there is management accounting. Similarly, there are different applications available within management accounting. For example, of structure. So where we are maintaining the controlling area, similar to the company code within financial department. Okay, so if required, we are going to maintain the operating concern. There is a COPA implementation there. Okay, so I also maintain the basic settings required to maintain the cost elements, cost centers, internal orders, profit centers, and product cost. Okay, so we are going to see what exactly the components are. So this is organization unit within our team, especially for FI department. So there is a client. Okay, so we are going to see what is exactly client. So the client is a technical independent organization unit, okay, which have its own data and a subset of tables. Okay, so each client having its own data and certain tables. What exactly we are going to see that. So normally in SAP system, the client is the highest level of hierarchy. Under that we can maintain the companies. Okay. So there are different companies. Company code 1000, 2000, 3000, 2000. Okay. So the company code is nothing but a legal entity. Okay. So whenever we need separate financial statements, that is balance sheet and profit and loss account, we need to maintain a company code within SAP system. So without company code, we cannot maintain any further configuration for that matter. So the company code setup is minimum structure required before going to maintain any further structures. Okay. So similarly, there is a business area. For example, 1000 is my business area and 2000 is another business area. So these are the FI organization units. Okay. So the company code is mandatory, whereas the business area is optional subject. Okay. So whenever I want separate region-wise financial statements, then we can go ahead with business area. But once you maintain the company code, okay, so we need to maintain certain data. Thus, we need to draw the financial statement at the end of the fiscal year. So this is the mandatory, this is the optional subject. It's optional unit within SAP system. So come to CO. So there is operating concern. This is the highest mode in SAP after client setup. Okay, so you can maintain different controlling areas within operating concern subject to certain conditions. Of course, I'm going to discuss in the same. Okay, each controlling area may have different company codes subject to again certain conditions. Or one controlling area and one company code, 1:1 ratio also possible. Okay. So there is a business area, of course already you know that it's optional. So there is no one-to-one relationship between the company code and business areas. Okay. So any business area can be maintained with reference to any number of business areas, company codes, and vice versa. Okay. So this is SAP RD structure as a whole. So as I told you that there is a client, this is the highest level of hierarchy in SAP, and there is operating concern. If you implement a COPA module, there is a controlling area, okay, and there is a company code within the controlling area, and there is a plans within the company code. Okay, from top to bottom, it is one-to-many relationship. So this is one more hierarchy at the SAP level, that is overall SAP level. There is a client. So of course, you don't want to implement a CO module. Straight away we have company codes. Okay, for each company codes we have different plans or single plan. So each plan having different storage locations. Okay, again from top to bottom it is one-to-many relationship. Okay. So if you compare FI with CO module and how the data will flow from FI to CO. See that CO will not generate the data by its own. Okay. It is based on the FI. Okay. The data normally comes from FI department. So there is accounts receivable department and of course payable, asset accounting, and of course material management. All will support the material that is general ledger account. Okay. Where we are preparing balance sheet and profit and loss account. Okay. So SD also support the GLs, that is FI department, and also support to COPA directly. Okay. So once the data coming from FI to the GL accounts flows to the product cost, overhead cost, and profit centers. Okay. So there is a business scenarios. Okay. So we have to maintain against unit. Then we have to maintain the master data. Then we have to maintain transactional data. Thereby, system will generate the document and we can generate the report based on the transactions which are posted in the system. Okay. So if you see, there are so many departments. Okay. So each department having its own organization structure and SAP as a whole. Okay. So we have to maintain the organization structure for each department. Take example FI. We have to maintain the company code, business area, and all. Okay. Take the CO, we have to maintain the operating concerns, controlling area, cost centers, profit centers, so on and so forth. Okay. If you take this SD, that is sales and distribution. So there is a sales organization, and that distribution channel, and that we have BG. So these three combinations normally called as sales area. So the department should structure the organization. Okay. Similarly, department. Okay. So on and so forth. So each department should maintain the structure in SAP system. Okay. So based on the structure, we are going to maintain the master data. Okay. So once the admin structure and the master data is available, we can post the transactions. Okay. So once the transaction data is available, we can log the reports. Okay. So this is common setup for any department within SAP system. Okay. So you should follow the sequence. Otherwise, it is not possible. Without master data, we cannot post the transactions. Okay. Without the structure, we cannot maintain the master data. Okay. So because we have to tell the system, it refers to the what organization I'm going to maintain the master data. Similarly, the transaction data, and based on the transaction data, we have to do the criteria. So thereby system will generate the report. Okay, further analysis and evaluations, whatever the management requires. Okay, so many reports are available across the modules. Okay. Similarly, so many transactions are available across the modules. Similarly, so many master data are available across the modules. Of course, there are certain integration similar to the organization structure. There is an integration between the master data. For example, take the material master. This integration of all the modules. Okay, for example, SD, PP, okay, QM. of course FI, CA, and of course BW, warehouse management, and of course PS, so on and so forth. Okay. So there is accounting data within our RBAP system. So as I told you that there is a master records. So after maintaining the structure. So this is nothing but records that remain in the system extended period of time. Okay. This meant for the long run process. Okay. So normally the data or master records are not required to be archived. Okay. So required only on survive. So examples of the master records: GL masters, customer masters, lender masters, bank masters, asset masters, profit centers, cost centers, of course profitability segments, and of course internal orders. These are all master records. Okay, including FI and CA. Similarly, different master records for different obligations, and of course, common master records for all obligations. For example, material master. Okay. So of course, the customer master also integrated with FI and SD. We take the vendor master integrated with the FI along with MM department. Okay. Of course, the bank master is purely for the FI, and asset master also purely for the FI. So based on the requirement, we have to maintain the master records. So whenever we post the journal entries or invoices or payments, we will update the transaction records. Okay. So these records are limited life within a property system. Okay. So compared to the master records, the transaction records are having limited lifetime. Okay. So for example, 1 year or 2 years. Okay. Until the audit is going to be completed. So we can archive frequently the data compared to the master record. So come to SAP R/3. So why SAP is successful compared to the rest of the ERP systems? So of course, you know, so many ERP systems are available in the market. So because it is superior because of superior information. So much of so is integrated not only so it takes care of multi currencies. Okay. So for example, you post a transaction, SAP recommends best business practices available across the business. Okay. So enterprise wise, you can use the SAP system. So there is no limitations. So real-time integrated kinds of applications. This is very much comprehensive in general and open system. Okay. So business process oriented and fully integrated business process. Okay. So all the applications are fully integrated. So it is based on the module structure. Okay. So in addition to that, it also internationalized. So you have to be consistent in providing maximum flexibility and of course scalability. Okay. Strong backbone into technologies. Okay. Values also need to be transferred. So come to the integration. So initially there is a sales order which triggers the MRP based on the procurement type. So during the MRP, system will generate the purchase requisitions, okay, based on the requirement. So the purchase requisition converted into the purchase orders. Based on the purchase order, you can receive the GR, goods receipt. Okay. So up to the purchase order, there is no FI record. Whereas come to the GR, there is a FI record. So in addition to the MM record, there is also the finance record. So the goods visit is going to be consumed. And of course, the accounts department will have paid accordingly. Okay. So it is available for the production. Okay. So again, we will go to the sales side. So this is a MM cycle, that is completed phase cycle. It triggers determination of the requirements. Okay. So based on the requirement, source will be determined. So based on the source, we need to select the vendors. And of course, once the vendors are being selected, we need to generate the purchase order. And we need to release the purchase order to third party. So it can be possible automatically within SAP system. And of course, so based on the PO, you can receive the GR and of course URI's verification and training process. So this is overall procurement cycle. Okay. So already we discussed that there is a purchase order and GR. And GR and invoice, of course, there is integration between MM and FI. And of course, again invoice integrated with MM and FI. And of course, the payment is only for finance department. Okay. So these are some of features of the accounts payable departments. You need to integrate with the management, that is material management, MM department. So we are going to see the special GL transactions within AP, and of course the bank payments, vendors, and the significance of reporting, that is correspondence and interest calculations. So as far as accounts receivable is concerned, there is an incoming sales order. Okay. So based on the order, we are going to deliver the goods. At that time, system will generate the FI record along with the first document. And of course, there is an invoice. It's also integrated again with the departments. And once it is released, the payment. Okay. So the FI department takes the responsibilities to make the payment. Okay. So if the payment is not received within the due date, we have to issue the remainder notice. That is called dunning in SAP. Okay. So dunning actually the German word. So it's a remainder notice. System automatically issue the remainder notice to the vendors who are outstanding dues. Okay. So based on the frequency, okay, based on the purchase intervals, we have to support system such a way. So automatically the SAP runs the program, automatically issue the notices. There are some features for accounts receivable, for example, integrated with ST, importance of special GLs again here, similar to AP, and significance of the reporting corresponding and then these are the certain features in accounts receivable we are going to check. So, similar to accounts receivable and payables, there are certain special features for asset accounting. So we need to structure the master data and we have to maintain the layouts of the master data for asset accounting. So we have to maintain sometimes the methods for asset acquisition. So for example, this is a direct acquisition or with PO or without PO. Okay. So we have to calculate the depreciation. So many depreciation methods are there. I'm going to see that. So other transactions like retirement and asset transfers, and finally we have different reporting tools within SAP asset accounting, similar to any other application. So the taxes broadly divided into direct tax and indirect taxes. So I'm going to covering tax data at source. So along with the indirect tax, that is input tax and output tax. So once the FI process has been completed, you can able to generate FI reports, that is balance sheet and profit and loss. So based on the client requirement, you can maintain so many levels. Okay. So the last mode should be the GL account. Okay. So you can maintain any number of levels, that is navigations. And at the end of the navigation, you have to do the GL mode. Okay. So this is for drill down purpose. Okay. So you can maintain according to the Companies Act and according to the IT Act, whatever the setup. Similarly, for profit and loss account, you can maintain so many levels. Okay. So there is no hard and fast rule to maintain the levels. Okay. According to the client requirement, you have to configure the system. So automatically, SAP support any number of levels up to maximum of 2. So come to CO, there is a cost center accounting. So it is meant for tracking the cost. Okay. So normally it captures only the cost, but it can also maintain the revenue. But it is going to be the statistical nature. Okay. So normally cost center accounting is meant for tracking of the cost. Okay. So internal orders. So it is again small projects. Okay. So if you come to the project systems required for large projects, whereas internal orders required for the small projects. Okay. To go for sorry, wait. Yeah. Okay, what happened actually? Hello? Oh, is it okay? Why it is so actually? See, there is no technical problems on my side. Okay? Everything is fine. Yeah. So what I can do? Yeah, I can do myself. Huh? Okay. It's going to be recorded or not? Then I am going to do something. Why SAP R tool successful? So many reasons. So, for example, so much of secure information compared to any other ERP system. So it is highly integrated. So multi-currency is possible. For example, if you post any transaction in FI, it not only reports in terms of the transaction currency, but also reports in terms of the local currency, that is the company currency, along with the other currency, 2 more parallel currencies. For example, hard currency and index currency or group currency. Okay. So SAP always follows the best business practices available across the globe. Okay. So it is applicable the enterprises wide. Okay. So Across enterprises can be involved in SAP implementations. Okay, so there is certain industry-specific solutions. Okay, for example, as I told you that retail, wholesale, insurance, banking. Okay, so there is separate industry-specific solution available in SAP in relation to R system. So you see, so it is possible real-time processing with an integrated suite of client-server applications. So there is a comprehensive structure. So there is a open system and business process oriented. And of course, the business process is highly integrated and complete integration is possible within SAP systems. And there is a modular structure. Okay, so each application is independent along with integration with other applications. Similarly, it is international priced, that is have to be consistent. So it providing maximum flexibility and scalability across the business processes, a strong backbone for future technologies, and of course it also support OSS 24 hours. So to come to the integration level, there is a sales order which triggers the MRP. Okay. So during the MRP, system will generate the purchase requisitions. Okay. So the purchase requisitions is going to be converted into purchase orders, and based on the purchase orders, we are going to generate in the GR. It not only generates the MM document, but also generates the FI document. Okay. So the GR which is received going to be consumed and update the production. So that means also update the controlling module along with the FI. So this is a small integration point between the FICO along with MM and PP departments with SD. So there is MM cycle, procure to pay cycle. Okay, so initially we need to determine the requirements. Okay, that is called purchase requisition. Based on the requirements, system will generate the source. Okay, automatically. Based on the source, system select the vendor. Okay, so once the vendor has been selected, you can generate the PO. Okay, so once the PO is released, that is going to be available to third party, that is supplier. So once it is received by the supplier, we are going to receive the GR. Okay, so once GR happens, there is a invoice verification. And based on the invoice verification process, we are going to make the payment. Okay. So during the purchase requisition and the PO, there is no FI document. Only there is a MM document. Whereas you go to the GR and the invoice verification, there is a FI along with MM documents. Okay. During the payment, there is no MM document, but only the FI document. Because once the invoice is released for the payment, the FI department can make the payment by APP program or normal mutual payment programs. So this is accounts payable cycle, as already discussed that. PO is there and GR, and GR and invoice receipts required integration. And of course, and FI required to make the payment. So there are certain features available in accounts payable department. Okay, so we need to integrate accounts payable with the MM department. You have to maintain certain special GL transactions. You have to make certain payments to the vendors, and we are going to see the significance of reporting is available within accounts payable department. Okay, so correspondence with the vendors and interest calculations, and the open item basis. Okay. So similar to the AP, we have also accounts receivable process. For example, we have becoming order. Okay. So based on the order, we will deliver the goods to the customer. Okay. So once the delivery has happened, we are generating the invoice. Okay. Once invoice is released, okay, we are going to receive the payment from the customers. The payment is not received within due date. System automatically issue that reminder notice to the customers who are having outstanding dues. That is called dunning in SAP. Okay. Okay. So you can issue dunning notice to multiple customers at a time. So you can save a lot of time. And so there are certain features available again within accounts receivable department. It is highly integrated with the ST module, and again there are certain special GL transactions. And of course, we are going to see the reporting is available within accounts receivable along with the correspondence and dunning notices. So as far as asset accounting is concerned, so we are going to look at how to structure the master data within asset accounting and how to maintain the layout of the master data. Okay, so different acquisition, asset acquisition processes are available. For example, direct acquisition with PO or without PO. Okay. So how to calculate the depreciation? So we have so many depreciation methods available. Based on the methods, system will calculate the depreciation. So there are other transactions like asset retirement, asset transfers, okay, asset scrapping, so on and so forth. So we are also going to see the significance of the reporting within asset account. So we are going to see the direct tax and indirect taxes. Okay. The direct taxes are not tax related tax source. Indirect taxes are not input tax and output tax. Okay. So once the FI configuration the process has been completed, you can draw the FI reports, the balance sheet and profit and loss account. Okay. So again, we need to configure the balance sheet and profit and loss account based on the client requirement. So you can maintain as many levels required, up to 20 levels are possible in SAP. Okay. You can build on, for example, balance sheet is there, divided into asset and liabilities. Again, assets is going to be subscribed, formation expenses, fixed asset and all. Again, fixed asset, tangible and intangibles, and again tangibles, real estate, technical, machine, and down payment made asset and construction asset. Okay. For technical assets, again we can go to maintain the asset values, that is acquisition values, and value adjustment, that is accumulated depreciation. So the last node should be linked with the GL masters. Okay. So all the nodes required for drill down reports, the last node should be linked with the GL masters. Similarly, the profit and loss account, so many levels are possible. Okay. There is no hard and fast rule to maintain the levels. Based on the business requirement, you can maintain the levels. So to come to the controlling module, so we have cost center accounting. Okay. So it is required tracking of the cost. Okay. So it is a small responsible area where the cost is incurred. Okay. So normally the cost center captures the cost, but you can also capture the revenue, but the statistical point of view. Okay. So there is internal orders. So it's required normally for small projects, whereas project systems required for large projects. Okay, compared to the internal orders. If there is a large scale investment in long run projects, normally the client required to implement this module. Otherwise, they can go for internal order itself. So product costing. So again, it's going to be collected cost. Okay. So there is a activity based costing. Okay. So also collect the cost to maintain the overheads or to monitor the overheads. So profitability analysis, that is also called COPA. The main focus is on profits, that is based on the marginal, that is contribution. The profit center accounting, again based on the profits, that is profit and loss responsible areas. Okay, so we can make each profit center as a responsible area. So execute information systems, so we can maintain any data, that is cross module reports. Okay, so more than one modules can maintain the data here. So come to the overhead cost controlling. There is a cost centers, and we can maintain different cost centers, and under that can maintain so many costs. That is, this is the highest level of hierarchy within the cost center system, and we can maintain the groups within the hierarchy. And the last node is going to be a cost center. So we have to maintain the process or activity types with reference to the cost centers. So there is a cost element accounting, which handles the primary, secondary cost elements in addition to the revenue elements. So there is a cost control and profit center accounting. So I would like to explain briefly about the cost element. So after maintaining the organized structure within Xoom module, the cost elements are reduced. Okay, so cost element within our button, the cost element is to clarify that's some values to the conversion of productive resources. Okay. So as you know that there is a primary and secondary cost elements. Okay. So primary cost elements are created within the controlling module. The first should be there in FI, chart of accounts. Okay. So the data normally flows from FI to CO through the primary cost elements. Okay. Normally all the profit and loss GL accounts need to be maintained as a primary cost elements. So that is going to be integrated with the CO module. So for example, so on through GL accounts, travel expenses. So there is secondary cost element. So it is available only in controlling to facilitate internal cost movements such as allocations, absorptions, settlements, etc. Okay. So there is no corresponding element available in the FI. It is only within the FICO department. So this is the cost center. Okay, so we have different functions. Okay, to maintain the cost center hierarchy based on the functions. Again, each function you can maintain the groups. Each group will have the cost centers. Okay, so the last node of the group or the navigation should be the cost center. Okay, so we can maintain as many groups as required. But functional area, that is is mandatory normally to control certain parameters. For example, the configuration level or the reporting level, so on and so forth. So internal order is also part of the overhead management. The internal order provides detailed cost of specific events or activities. So I have given some example. Cost center is a marketing department. That is a cost center is marketing department. The department would like to control each activity wise. For example, the marketing department conducting so many trade fairs. Okay? So they want to monitor the cost based on each trade wise. So there is certain limitations to the cost center that can be avoided by maintaining the internal orders. Okay? So we can control the cost at the micro level, but the cost center level can maintain or monitor the cost at the macro level. Okay? So similar to the cost center, we have the profit centers. Normally collects the cost along with the revenue for which they are responsible. So for example, we can maintain the profit center based on the product. Okay. So each product wise, I am going to calculate the cost on one hand, on the other hand I am going to calculate the revenue, so that we can use the profit as a whole product. Okay. Whereas for company code, you can draw the financial statement. Okay. So many products are there. But profit center wise, reporting is not possible at the company code level. So that is why we need one more setup, that is profit center. Okay. So we can maintain the hierarchies within the cost centers and within the profit centers. Okay. This hierarchy is mandatory, but these are the groups. Grouping of similar cost centers, again grouping of similar cost centers. So last node is going to be the cost centers. Okay. Similarly, the profit center hierarchy is available. Okay. Different profit centers are there. So groups are there. Each group having the one or more profit centers. Okay. So we are going to assigning the cost center to profit center. Okay. So we can maintain any number of cost center to one profit center, but it's not vice versa. So we are going to see the time of master data maintenance. So this is the overview of all controlling module. There is a FI department, HR department, and MM department. Okay. The data will flow from these departments to the overhead management through the cost element accounting. That is, via cost element accounting, the data will flow from the FI, HR, or MM to the internal the overhead management, including cost centers, internal orders. Okay. So again, the data will flow from the overhead management to the product costing by means of the allocations. Okay. Through cost sheet, through activity types. And finally, we are going to get the production order. Okay. So finally, the data can also go directly from the overhead management to profitability analysis. Can also possible directly from SD to the profitability analysis. Okay. That is why it is highest mode of hierarchy. That is operating concern. Okay. Where we can draw any kind of financial report. That is the segment reporting. Okay. So the profit center can draw the data from any modules, including FI, HR, MM, SD, okay, or any other internal orders, cost centers, okay, production orders, etc. So normally the production order is very important because we are going to calculate the cost at the production order level. Okay. So normally we are maintaining the product cost controlling to evaluate so many parameters. So we can analyze that what is the cost of the manufacturing, and what is the cost of goods sold. Okay. So profitable product. So is it possible to produce product which is going to be profitable or not? Okay. So what is the optimum lot size for manufacturing? So what is the components of the product cost? What are the production process going to be included? Which plant it is cheapest to manufacture the product? Okay. So similarly, so many decision making is possible within the product cost control. Similarly, if you go to the profitability analysis, so it gives the ability to analyze the profitability on the different market segments. So we can analyze the marginal costing, that is contribution analysis, with respect to the profitability segment and characteristics. So with this combination, we are going to see the report. So we can also compare the actuals and planned data in order to evaluate the financial results of the profitability segments. Okay. So normally COPA is a multi-dimensional analysis. That is, we can draw the financial dimensional report based on the product, customer, division, location. So that it is also called as a reporting tool. So the COPA is highly integrated with other logistics modules. So along with the FI and CO, the COPA collects only the income and expenditure. Okay? So it only collects the P&L related GL accounts. It is not possible to collect the balance sheet items within COPA. So this module collects the maximum data from the SD modules like sales quality, sales related expenses, which are directly involved along with the billing. Okay. So this is overview about the controlling module, how to maintain the standard hierarchy of population units, and significance of overhead distribution allocations, calculations and valuations by stand cost estimate, and cost object controlling, the importance of credit and closing activities. For example, settlements, work in progress, variances, etc. So importance of value flows into financial accounting from CO. Okay, so normally the data will flow from FI to CO. Certain cases it is also possible data going from CO to FI. Okay, so now this reporting to CO. So if we come to ERP solutions. So initially it is SAP R tool. It is centralized computing system also based on automation. It is developed as SAP R3, that is client server architecture. Normally it is the very popular among all the SAP products. It focuses based on the efficiency and control. So it is more focused on internal processes. Okay? That is integrated processor called internal business. We come to the recent one, that is my SAP ERP system. This more adaptable business based one. It is more value addition in terms of the strategic values. Okay? It is more of service-oriented architectures. Of course, the SAP R3 is also supporting by SAP ERP system as such. So this is evolution of SAP systems. Okay. So there is SAP R3 Enterprise release, that is 4.70 release date, 2003. After 4.7, there is my SAP ERP 2004, that is ECC 5.0 version. Okay. So ECC stands for ERP Central Components. Okay. So certain reasons a 5.0 version has been withdrawn by SAP. So new product is SAP ERP, that is 6.0 version. It is available 60,000 onwards. So I would like to explain a new GL concept, which is available within the ECC 6.0 version. Of course, it is also available in 5.0, but more extensively in 6.0 version. Okay. So SAP UGL supporting legal entity reporting. For example, I want to draw the financial statement based on the segment wise, based on the profit center wise, based on the business area wise. Okay. So it is possible to draw the financial statement based on the entities in relation to the complete code. Okay. So it also supports the compliance requirements, of course, segment reporting, management reporting, and extensibility. So it also supports the balance books in many dimensions. So parallel reporting or ledger approach also supported by UGL concept. There is a cost closing of the month-end process or the year-end process. And of course, the total cost of ownership is going to be reduced because of the UGL concept. There is a lot of transparency. Okay. So these are the certain features available in UGL concept. There is standardization of internal accounting principles. That means we can draw the financial statements based on the segment, sub-center, business area wise, and of course, in relation to the company code. So there is a necessity of quicker period and coding because it is possible because of the coding concept. And there is a simulation, simultaneous implementation of company-specific and industry-specific reporting requirements. Okay, so there is a total cost of ownership and increased data transparency, greater convergence between the financial and management activity. Okay, that means there is a real-time integration is possible between FI and CO because of the UGL concept. So this is a difference between the R3 and the UGL available within my SAP ERP system. So there is no longer special purpose ledger. Okay, it is eliminated because of the parallel set of books of records, and of course profit center, ledgers, management, and segment reporting. So these are some of the advantages because of UGL. So it is possible to report as per the different generally accepted accounting principles. Okay. So concept of multiple ledgers, that is living and non-living ledgers, available in UGL concept. So unified management and legal reporting is possible. The old normal business requirement. It can be handled in UGL by means of profit center integrated with the GL. That is, profit center is no longer going to be the part of control. It's part of UGL concept. Okay. So similarly, there is a segment reporting. So it is possible in UGL functionality. There is a documentation functionality, the profit center level, segment level reports. Okay. So previously, the business requirement normally business statements below the company code level, so that you can prepare the financial statement based on the profit center and segment. Of course, the business area also there along with the entities. So there is a SAP R2 at pages 4.7. Here we have so many tables and so many transaction fields. Whereas in the 6.0 version, that is the 6.0 version, the tables are increased to larger extent, and also the transactions are increased by around 30,000. Okay. So there are 3 new tables available in UGL account, that is FAGL text table, and FAGL text here, and FAGL text P. Okay. So these tables are introduced because I don't want to disturb the classical GL. Okay, in addition to the classical GL, I want to additional reporting. That is why these new tables are required. usual functionality. So if you come to SAP pre-tier architecture, so there is a servers. So this is a database server and this is the application server. Okay. So one database server might have different application servers, and each application server may have multiple files. Okay. So you can see detail. Okay. So this is the first tier of architecture. Okay. So here typical user workstations are available. So this is a presentation server because it is presenting the information of data. So it is possible because of graphical user interface. Okay. So there is a type 2, that is application servers. So where we are maintaining all the application modules such as F5 and beta. Okay, so where the programs or applications also going to be integrated. So there is a database server, that is charge type architecture. Here we are maintaining the DBMS, database management system service. So normally SAP recommending SAP methodology to implementation of new projects because of certain advantages. So there are different phases of implementation. For example, project preparation stage, business stage, validation stage, final preparation, and full support, and continuous implementation. Okay. So come to detail. So during the project preparation, so the project guidelines and fields are established. The project scope will be defined. So our project team will be briefed and mobilized to kick off meetings. Okay. So if you come to the blueprint stage, during the blueprint, we are going to do as is to be services or business process requirements, which are going to be documented, and so based on this blueprint documentation, we are going to configure in the SAP system. So there is a variation phase. So business and process requirements based on the business blueprint, which are done in the second phase. Here we are configuring the system and implementation and configuration is possible. So SAP R the system. In this phase, we have gone through a thorough unit and integration testing and also ready for the final preparation. Okay. So between realization and final preparation, there is a parallel testing. Normally the user will enter the transaction in the legacy, and of course the SAP systems at the end of the month the result will be compared, check the SAP systems and design the accuracy. So during the final preparation, so we have to get the final acceptance sign off from the client to end, and the system organization is ready for go live stage. So during the go live and support, the SAP R system is going to go live. The project team along with the DC consultant will support the end users to ensure that the operate the new system as per the company business requirement. So this is brief about the SAP methodology. So we are defining the goals and objectives and clarifying the scope of the project and scheduling the resources. So here we are gathering the information by conducting the workshops, document business process, and we have to define the baseline scope, and we have also defined the overall schedule. So system implementation and the testing validation of production is possible in the validation phase. We are doing testing, end user training, system management, and cutover activities during the final preparation stage. Once the final preparation is over, we are going to go live and support. During the go live, so there is a pre-production, pre-live production support organization. So if you go to SAP FICO module, we have multiple roles available. So you can be a functional consultant, you can be the business analyst, you can be master data analyst, configurator, report builder, SAP FICO leads, or SAP FICO managers. Okay, so based on your experience and based on your knowledge, you are going to get any one of the roles. So I'm going to explain the business scenarios of each topic wise and step-by-step configuration. That is how to do back-end process. A posting of these transactions, that is front-end planning. And based on the configuration of transaction, we are going to generate the report. So if you have any questions at the end of each topic, you can raise the question at that point of time. Do you have any questions? Please let me know. As far as financial management chapter is concerned, I'm going to cover in understand the configuration of the financial company, perform core business processing financial activity, create the SAP CBI person reporting. Understand the configuration and the questions asset accounting, integration aspects, real-time integration. So the organization is some basic settings. I'm going to explain that what are the organization in financial accounting and how to maintain a fiscal years and how to maintain a currencies and variant principles. They are variant principle concept in SAP. Okay, so we are going to see that. So we are master data, real master customer and member masters. Okay, so these are the topics we are going to cover under this particular unit. So clearing process and cash journal and additional topics. So automatic payment program and automatic dumping program along with the correspondence. So closing the activities for financial accounting, during the how to prepare financial statements, and how to maintain the check registers and how to maintain the bank reconciliations. And the receivable payable, balance confirmations and resolutions. Here we are going to see that how to maintain the balance confirmations, how to evaluate the foreign currency, open items and balance sheet accounts, everything to receivables and payables, how to post accruals and defaults for period and process. Similarly, so come to the asset accounting. We are going to understand the definition between financial accounting, asset accounting, and chart of depreciations, and so on. We come to the controlling. I'm going to cover in these topics. So how differ the controlling modules is financial accounting within SAP solutions. Okay. So for example, how to best structure the hierarchy, standard hierarchy, how to maintain statistical details along with the cost elements. So how to maintain the event-based questions of pre and closings. So internal orders. So how to maintain the next data, internal orders, transaction-based questions of pre and closings. So planning, budgeting, and availability control. Introduction to the cost planning. Material cost estimate without quantity structure and quantity structure. And costing run. Overview of the cost object control. It includes all the below topics. And finally, there is a probability analysis and problems and accounting. It is going to be dealt with together. So this is the introduction. Running note. So each topic wise. So for example, how to define a company. Okay. So we have to go to IMG and enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, define company, activity. Okay. So this is the navigation required to define the company. Similarly, company code, fiscal years, so on. So I'm also going to explain the use of the PPTs. So which topic having one PPT. So after explaining the PPT, I'm going to configure the system and post the transactions and generate the report. So with this, I'm going to end the sessions. So do you have any questions? Please.